Hey everybody, it's Beth. Welcome to Infinite Garden. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that for my birthday, I bought myself Pat McGrath's new Mothership palette, Huetopian Dream, and I've got it. It's in my possession. And I happen to have today two parties to go to on a Saturday, very hot Saturday evening. So I'm planning to hit up two parties. I need to get a festive look together that's going to be able to withstand temperatures around 90 degrees, humidity way up. And today I thought I would ask you guys if you wanted to get ready with me. If you're interested in seeing how I use this palette to create a look that I'm planning to hit the streets with in just a few hours, stay tuned. So I am a Pat McGrath fan and a collector. This is her 9th eyeshadow palette known as a Mothership, and I have several of her previous Motherships. I have them here just so you can see. This is, an issue, but I love these palettes. I also have several of her, she also has these really great 6-pan palettes that are out there. This is the special edition Golden Opulence. This one I don't think is available anymore, but I use this one a lot. It's one of my favorites. So when this one came out, I wasn't really sure if I was going to go ahead and get it. The packaging is fabulous. It looks like a Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper from back in the day, and I was feeling that. I've also kind of gotten in touch with how much I like the color lavender on me recently since going gray. It's a color that seems to be more flattering to me than it used to be back in the day. And what I liked about this particular Mothership palette is that it does have this lavender sparkle shade, which if you've watched any of these other videos about it, most people go right in for that one. But you can see, generally speaking, it's a pretty wearable palette. I did also pick up the Intensify, so we'll be using this. If you're familiar with this product, this is meant to help the glitter shades stick and kind of amplify them. Okay, I've been watching Kath from Kath Nailed the Day do her video. She's already posted 2 looks, and I think she's posting some more, so be sure to check out her videos on this as well. I'll put a link to hers down below. My plan today is to put together a look that is both festive, because I am going to 2 parties, but also that can withstand daytime viewing. We're not going to be in a dark club setting. We're going to be outside in the bright light, and we're going to be in the intense humidity. So I want to have a little bit, I'm definitely going to get into these sparkle shades, but I'm going to show you how you can use Pat McGrath's palettes for a more, like a wearable approach. I think some people are afraid of them, and I don't think there's any reason to be. I think these are a gift to all of us. We are so lucky to be living on this earth at the same time as the divine Pat McGrath, and she gives us beautiful things to enhance our lives, and I just can't say enough about it. So what I've got right now, like I said, I've got a light foundation on, I've got a little bit of under eye concealer and a little bit of bronzer, but that's all I've got so far. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my eyes. I'm going to use MAC's Paint Pot and Painterly, and I'm going to apply it with a brush that looks like this. I think this is a concealer brush, but I like to use it for this purpose. It's very soft and fluffy, and it covers a fair amount of real estate. The colors of the shadows come in this card that sits inside of the box, which is kind of, some people think it's inconvenient. I can kind of see that, but I do hang on to all of these packages. The reason why I hang on to these boxes is that I keep all of my Motherships in their own little basket, and it's very easy to see which one I'm reaching for when I keep them in the box. So I do keep the box, and so I keep these cards as well. So I'm gonna have these cards in front of me, and I will try to tell you which ones I'm using as I go. So I'm gonna dip in first to this shade right here. This is, I think, meant to be the transition shade that most people are going to use most of the time. It seems to work well for me. So I'm gonna take this is the Patrick Ta fluffy brush, and I'm going to just kind of set it in here, just gently tap, because her colors are extremely pigmented. And for me, my eyes are almond shaped, which means if you look at them straight on, there's a little bit of lid showing, but not much. I have a fair amount of real estate between my eyebrow and where my lid is, but if I were to cover my lid in and do a lot of work covering the lid, it almost all disappears. So what I do is I really focus on putting my eye makeup on with my eye open, so I'm not doing a bunch of work I'm eventually going to be hiding from view. So I'm laying down the color. This is very subtle, but I hope you can already tell I'm starting to get a little bit of definition in here. I think it looks pretty good. The next brush I'm going to use is going to be for setting in a little bit more dimension. So right now what I have is just a little bit of color laid down. You can tell there's just a little bit going on, but what I want to do is deepen it. And so I'm going to use, this is a Hakuhodo, which is a Japanese brand, natural brush. I like the Hakuhodo brushes because they are somewhat smaller and I feel like my eyes are a little small too. This shade here, which looks on the camera like a warm brown, but really it's a plum color. It's called Extreme Plum Noir. I'm gonna do just the smallest amount. I'm just gonna tap, 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 just a little bit. And I'm going to focus on getting a little bit of depth above my crease. Can you see that? A little bit more. Just gonna put it in there. I'm kind of hugging the natural my eye socket, keeping it there. So when I open my eye, you almost can't even see what I've done. Do you see this? I think a lot of people have this particular eye concern and they shy away from eyeshadow. It took me a lot of years to learn how to put shadow on my eyes. I didn't even know what to do. I used to get those little like 2-pan palettes from NARS or whatever, and I would not know what to do with what where, because where it would tell me to put, like where the magazines would tell me to put the colors, didn't actually work for me because they rarely showed them for kind of almond shaped eyes. So I had to learn to do this over time. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye. So if you look now, you can see I have just a little bit of dimension happening. Looks pretty good. I'm looking on camera. In person, this looks a little more vibrant. I feel like this is a lot closer to being kind of a purpley color. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, this is a Sonia Kashuk brush. I got this at Target. This one has very dense bristles and they're stiff. They're not fluffy. It's a hard brush. And I'm going to get back into this Plum Noir shade, and I'm going to use that as lower eyeliner. I do not use eyeliner on my lower lashes, but I do always incorporate the same color that I'm using to create dimension in my crease. That's the same color I use to complete my eye on the bottom. I find that this move makes my eyes look a lot bigger and it makes the look more cohesive. I just love how this looks. So I just swoop it underneath, and I don't do very much because of my eye shape. I find that can really close my eye off. Any darker than that and I feel like I do lose the shape I'm trying to get. I just brought in another, what is this one? This is a Makeup by Mario fluffy brush. This one's clean, it has no product on it, and I'm using that to blend. So right now I've got just those two shades. I've got Secret Eden and I've got Extreme Plum Noir, and all I'm doing is just creating a blended dimensional effect. You can't really see where the eyeshadow ends or begins, and it looks closer to be natural, even though I've got this beautiful plummy purple shade. I know it probably looks like I'm barely wearing anything, but in person, it's much stronger for the most part. Okay, so this is just the base. I'm just creating a canvas, just giving myself some dimension and shape. Now, if I were going in to work or something like that, I might even consider stopping here. It's just a little bit that makes my eyes look like I've done a little something. There's a little color there, a little shape. But that's not what Pat McGrath is all about, right? We've got to get into the glitter shades. Okay, so I'm gonna get in to this bronze shade. This is from Sephora. It was like a holiday gift set, but I do like sometimes these synthetic brushes for the, you know, some of these shades. I feel like they really do pick it up. So I'm putting that one just at the center of my lid and kind of toward the edge. This is giving me a little bit of warmth and it's giving a copper shine. This is an extremely wearable color. The look I'm doing right now, there's nothing about this look that couldn't be available to you for day use, for office, any of that. This is not yet an extreme look, but it is very beautiful and very glamorous. So we're looking here, kind of see how that's looking. The copper gives us a little bit of sparkle. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. And then I wanna get into this intensifies. So I've laid this down. It is looking quite beautiful, but still pretty subtle. I don't know if we're yet in party mode. I'm gonna get this Makeup by Mario brush out again one more time and blend that out. Add in a little more Secret Eden just to really get this blendy. And my hope is then I can put a little bit of this intensifies over. My hope is to put it right in my inner corner, and I'm going to use this one, this top one. Oops. That's what I'm going to put in the inner corner. So I feel like that looks pretty close to being a good look. We'll see. It's very subtle still, which is really my speed. I'm not necessarily trying to, win the karaoke contest every single weekend, just like every other weekend. And if you think I'm kidding, I'm not. I have won karaoke contests before. We can discuss this at a later date. Okay, so if you look at this wand, I'm sure you guys have seen this already, but if you look at it, it's a triangle shape, so you can get right in there. I'm just gonna stamp that right in my inner corner and drag it in. I'm gonna get a very small brush. This is another Hakuhodo brush. This is very small. And I'm gonna pick some of that up. And I'm just gonna oh my goodness. Can you see that? Oh my goodness. Oh, Pat. Oh, Pat. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my God, is it beautiful. Getting a little bit of glitter fallout on my cheek. Probably should have protected it. I know better than this. When she first had her products come to market, before they had this particular type of packaging, she was selling these little glitter pots. My girlfriend bought one for me as a gift, and I took it to a work conference and it got all over everything, literally everything. My entire suitcase was covered in this really fine pink glitter. It's very embarrassing. At that point though, I think everybody knew a lot more about me. My boss looked at me, he was like, "Glitter, isn't that juvenile?" And I said, "It's Pat McGrath." And I had to explain to him who Pat McGrath was, and I think he was unmoved, but it didn't change my opinion. Eventually the glitter came out. This works much better for me than those pots. I feel like it stays where it needs to be. And I think I like this intensifies. I had gotten kind of used to using the liquid Maron, if that's how you pronounce it, and then just dipping my brush in that. But look, you can see how intense that sparkle is. It's pretty chunky. I might leave that right there, just like that. Just enough, you know? Just enough. Okay, let's do the other eye. Okay, here we go. Again, do this so you can see it. Just gonna stamp that in just right in the inner corner. Now again, because I don't have a lot of lid space, I try to focus it mostly just right where I know it's visible. Pick up a little bit of the product. Oh my God. Oh, bad. We are truly lucky to live at a time when Pat McGrath lives with us and offers us the opportunity to look like this. It is just so incredibly beautiful. I mean, my goodness. So I'm just blending that a little bit, letting some of the glitter sweep over the eye I've already made, just to blend it out, but not too much. I want to leave it mostly on the inner eye. And that is as far as I'm gonna take this, I think. You know, any more right now than this might make it look a little less, you know, hot weather approved. I don't want to have my makeup melting off of my face. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some eyeliner. It's Shiseido's Microliner ink. I have a few of these. This one is in plum, which is the one I want. I have them in brown and navy as well. And these are a great product if you like to tight line, and I know a lot of people don't, but I tight line. I find that because of the way my eyes are, if you look at them, if I put eyeliner above my lash line, it closes my eyes off, and I don't really do much of a wing. I personally find that is something that often makes my eyes look smaller and darker, so I'm always trying to like play it a little cool. So I do line the waterline. So I get up in underneath my lashes, and I deepen that, and I go from end to end. So this one, you twist this and then the product comes up. This is a really beautiful plum color, which I think is perfect for this eye look. So I'm gonna just start and this product is amazing. It lays down immediately and it lasts. Sometimes I get a little bit of smudging from the navy one. I don't know why. I noticed that with the navy pen that Rihanna offered, Rihanna's Fly Pencil, I found, which is a great product too, but I also found the navy smudges. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's a problem with navy pigments, because I don't have the problem with Shiseido's brown or with the plum, just navy. Have you guys experienced that? Am I the only one? I love a navy eyeliner with certain looks, but I don't love a smudged eyeliner. Okay, so here, can you see right now how that has defined my look? And that's almost as far as I go with eyeliner. I don't do a lot more. I just want my eye looking crisp and defined. And I like the shape of my eye to be visible. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm trying to decide. I think I might want a little more on the lower lash line. I'm gonna go right back into this plum color here and just tap, 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 smudge. And I'm really focusing that, trying to marry the top part of my eye where I just put that eyeliner and then the lower lash line. just so it looks like a set, a shape set. This gives me just a little bit. I'm not really going for a cat eye. I am just trying to accentuate my almond eyes. But overall what I have is a pretty well defined eye shape, and the glitter there is making my eyes look bright. Now for mascara, I'm going to curl my lashes first. And I'm going to use Pat's Dark Star mascara. This one is like a full glam mascara. This is not one that I use every day. So I'm gonna use Pat's. This one can get a little clumpy. So if you like that look, this is a good one for you. It also reminds me a little bit of, do you guys ever use Dior Show? I liked it, but it would kind of clump up after time. And I felt like this one reminded me a little bit of that, but it's lasting longer in the tube. I felt like Dior Show would dry up a little faster than I liked, and I'm really impressed by how the Dark Star one is lasting once I've opened it, you know, when I pull it out again. Okay, check that out. Ooh, Pat. Okay, so now I've got my eyes done, but I don't have really anything else. Like I said, I have a little bit of bronzer. I don't want to go too crazy, but I did bring out 2 of Pat's blushes. So Pat released some blushes. I think was it earlier this year or was it last year? Anyway, I bought 4 of them. Pat. I have 2 here right now that I think I'm going to consider using. I wanted to see what I did first before I chose. This one is Nymphette, which is, I think, a questionable name for the color. I have read Lolita several times. I understand where it comes from. Anyway, this other color here is called Nude Venus. This is a really beautiful colors. These are both kind of low key. I figured if my eyes were going to be high key, I would try to keep it pretty simple. I'm looking at myself. The plum color cools it down so I can see. Nymphette winds up being kind of like a light and bright blush, and then Nude Venus winds up being a little more subtle, which I think I'm gonna go for. So in this case, I'm gonna get this is a Chico Hodo brush. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this blush on my cheeks and just gonna tap, and I keep my blush pretty high. It warms up and livens up my face, but I can really get the placement wrong. I had to learn how to get the placement right on my face. Okay. I'm gonna stop there for right now, and then we're gonna talk about lips. I'm gonna show you what my options are for lips. I've got 2 of her matte trance lips, and I've got 1 of her liquid lips. So in the liquid lip, which is called Liquid Lust, I've got Pink Desire, which is kind of a warm pink. It's really pretty. It's a great color. And I have, for the matte trance lips, I have a very neutral shade called Realness. This is my best neutral in my entire collection. Realness is wonderful. It's always good to go. And then I have one that's a little punchier, and it's called Candy Flip. Candy Flip is not too far off from Pink Desire in the liquid lips, but it is kind of a corally pink. And I think I want to use this one. So the thing with me and my lips is that my lips are not that full, and they never really have been. A lip liner is a good move for me. So I've got, as you might guess, several of Pat's lip liners. So I've got 2 colors here. I'm gonna see which one I think is best. They're very similar. I've got Suburbia and Bare Rose. I'm gonna go with Suburbia. Okay, so I like to line my lips because it's definitely a thing, especially as you get older, you know, it's just nice to get some good definition. Okay, the other thing I recommend is a brush. So I love this is also Hakuhodo. This is their, it's like a purse brush. Really nice hard edge there so you can get great definition. So I am going to first blend out my lip liner. I find this is the key to longevity. I may have to reapply the lipstick throughout the course of the night once or twice, but I'll never be completely stranded lipstick-wise. Okay, so here I am. I'm taking Candy Flip from Pat's Matte Trance line. I'm picking up a little bit of pigment and laying it down at the center. Oh, Pat's formulas, I just can't even tell you. I think we're looking pretty good. I do need to powder down my face a little bit, so I'm getting into, you guessed it, Pat McGrath Labs. Okay. All right, we've got a look. So I'm gonna take my hair down now and just see how this is looking. I am gonna wear my hair up tonight just because, again, of the long hours and the humidity. But let's just see how this looks with the hair in full effect. So this is, I feel like, a really good polished look, and I do think that the glitter provides a sense of fun. I probably wouldn't wear the glitter for a work day or for like a coffee date with a girlfriend, although actually I can be counted on to do that too. But since we're going to a party and there's going to be a lot of folks that I haven't seen in a while, I predict I think it'll be fun to look a little bit more festive. So this is my first look with Pat McGrath's Mothership IX Huetopian Dream. I kept it pretty neutral and I think it looks great. I can't wait to try this fetishize out on some of the older palettes that I have. Specifically, one of my favorite palettes in her collection is the first one, Subliminal. Subliminal, if you guys remember, if you guys are into this, it's a cooler toned palette. And I find this particular palette very flattering on me, and it has this unbelievable blue. I tried the fetishize on my arm just to see how this blue looked, and I think it's really what I needed. I'm gonna find a way to use this blue soon, I promise you. It also has a really fabulous kind of pinky blue glitter effect there too. This like lighter one, similar to the one I used here. And that one looks divine with the fetish size. So pretty excited about that. Let me know if you're interested in seeing more of the Pat McGrath makeup line in general or the palettes. Again, I've got like the lipstick collection is kind of intense. I've got to say that too. I will say I also have some of her glosses. So let's just close out this look by putting on a little gloss over this, because why not, right? So I'm going to, this is from her, I think it's called Liquid Lust. What is this called? Lust Gloss. And this one is Nude Negligee. It's a beautiful, barely there kind of tone, but you can see how shiny and glossy this is. This one, you know, I need to have my hair up immediately or it's all gonna be stuck inside of my lip gloss. And I hope you enjoyed this get ready with me. I feel pretty good, pretty ready to go. It's pretty glam, you guys. I hope this still looks good at the end of the night. I'll take a picture too at the end, maybe, and see how this held up. But I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about this palette and I'm glad I got it. Thank you, Pat, or Pat's people, if you're watching. Thank you for continuing to make audaciously beautiful makeup for us to enjoy and have fun with, because what else do we have to do right now? Anyway, thanks so much. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you enjoyed this look into Pat's Mothership IX Huetopian Dream. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.